Good evening, friends. I live in a very, very small town. Never do we hear planes. I decide to go live, and there's a plane going overhead. We will wait for it to pass. Hope everyone's doing well. Happy Wednesday. Thank you for being here, everybody. This is Achieving Wellness. How's everybody doing? Hope you're all having a wonderful day. On our second full day of summer, it's like 100 and some odd degrees here. I feel like pretty much a wilted noodle at this point. But we have a good program today, I think. I've been going into different chats over the last couple of weeks, and I noticed that everybody is asking, myself included, am I on the right path? What do I need to know about the path that I'm on? Those kinds of questions. And so I thought that we would try to break it down. We will have a chat, a discussion about finding our path, being on the right path, those type of things, and then we'll do some readings to see if we can help each other with that. So let's say hello to everybody. Sharon Sipe is here. Linda is in the house. Thank you for being here. Tammy Jackson is in the house. Hope your mom's doing well, Tammy. Pierrette White is in the house. Thank you for being here, my friend. Gypsy JJ. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome. Happy Wednesday, happy Wednesday, happy Wednesday to everybody. Kristen Louise is in the house. Hope your mom is doing well. I did ask her, I was in Sonia's chat just before I went live, and she said that her mom is doing better. So glad to hear it. So here we go, my friends. Everybody settle in. Get comfy. I'll get my notes up on the screen that I've taken. I try to do some research to make sure that I'm giving you guys sort of the right information. Hi, Nancy Riker. Hi, Jan's Free. Well, that's okay, Jan. You can listen. I thank you for being here, my friend. Charlotte is coming to say hi, I think. You coming to say hi? Yep, you heard dog and you thought I better see what's going on. Hey. There you are. We just get to see Charlotte's tail. She doesn't like to be held, but I hope I can pick her up so y'all can see her. Show your beautiful face. Everyone wants to see how cute you are. You're adorable. Yes. You're such a good girl. You want to say hi to everybody? No? She just wants to lay on the table over top of all the cards. So that is Charlotte. She is our little princess. Charlotte is Quincy's biological sister, and they've just turned like 2 years old. Actually, they're almost 3, aren't you? Because they're rescue cats, they're never really sure of the age of the kitten, right? But yeah. So here we go, my friends. We're going to talk about being on the right path. So before we dive in, I wonder to myself, how many of you have either struggled or are struggling with believing that you're on the right path? Oh, good, Marie. Good. Hi, Wendy. Thank you for being here. Your cat doesn't like it either, Wendy. Sorry, Tammy. So I have 3 cats. Austin loves to be cuddled. Quincy likes to lay on you but not be cuddled. Charlotte likes to have her cuddle time, but it's on her terms. And when she's done, she'll usually bite you. So I struggle with understanding whether I'm on the right path or not. And so I did some research today, and I have to tell you guys that I was so pleasantly surprised with the information that I found that I wasn't feeling great today. I almost didn't want to come on, but I felt like I needed to come on because I was so excited about the information that I found, and hopes that I can share it with you, and it'll help relieve some of the anxiety that I personally experience when I start to struggle with, am I on the right path? So I assume that everyone has experienced, some kind of worry or anxiety about, am I on the right path? So what Tammy just said is pretty much right on the money. And so I thank you, Tammy, for saying that. I'm going to pop that up on the screen, what Tammy just said. I think we're always on the right path. We just take detours from time to time. So here we go, friends. This is what I got. Hi, Anna Banana. Thank you for being here. Okay, so lots of people are either having issues or have had issues. So the first thing I want to say is, this is not uncommon. Okay. I want to start out with 5 signs. Again, this is from the research that I did, right? So 5 signs that we are on the right path. You're not doing things that make you feel uncomfortable. You're not saying things that you then later apologize for. You don't feel the need to sort of make a deal or compromise to be able to handle, the big things in your life. You understand your sense of value and your sense of worth, and you try to mirror that back or see it being mirrored back in the environment in which you surround yourself in. So when I read those 5 signs, I was like, oh boy, I'm in for it, because I pretty much have all those boxes checked off and not in the positive, right? Now, here's where it gets interesting. People that are in touch with their inner guides, so what are our inner guides? Our inner guides are our sense of self, our core values, our gut instinct, our intuition, life lessons, knowledge, those type of things. Those are your inner guides, right? Those inner guides can help to navigate through life's stumbling blocks. When we hit one of those stumbling blocks, that is usually when we start to be worried or get anxious about, am I on the right path? Because things are not going as we expected them to go. So maybe you quit a job that is not right for you, and you don't question it. So these are people that are on the right path. They're listening to their inner guides. They're in touch with their inner guides, their intuition, their inner wisdom, their sense of knowledge, life experiences, life lessons, those type of things, and understand that job's not right for me, so I'm going to quit and I'm going to be okay. Maybe they end a relationship because it isn't fulfilling or it's toxic in some sort of way, and they feel like they need to create boundaries for themselves, and the best way to protect themselves is to remove themselves from that said relationship. Hi, Sheila. Welcome. Hi, Linda. Thank you for being here, everybody. They make tough choices because they know that they're the right choices. So right there, that's the point. So people that struggle, myself included, with, am I on the right path? Is this the right course of action for me? Whatever the case may be. It's because we don't know if it is the right decision or the right choice at the right time for us. And so according to the research that I did, the research is implying and suggesting that if we trust ourselves, trust in our gut instinct, our intuition, our inner wisdom, our life experiences, our core values, we do have the wisdom and the answers within us. It is when we allow the outside world and past experiences to get in our way, our negative self-thinking, right? Our negative voice in our head starts saying, hey, now, hold on a minute. What do you think you're doing? Now, two things I thought about that which make it really, really interesting. One, we just went through a supermoon that was bringing about this very thing. And that is that we have that knowledge and that inner wisdom within us. We already know the answers. And that supermoon was highlighting the fact that we know within us what is the right thing to do. So I thought that that was just an interesting footnote. The second thing I thought was interesting about that is this. I'm a reader. And I have to say to myself, I must just say what the cards say. I must trust that what I'm giving, like the message that Spirit is giving me to give to the person that's asking the question, is either something that they need to know or it's right. I must believe in myself. I must believe in my ability, and I must believe in Spirit. I must trust. And I do that. And I don't ever second guess it. If my friend phones me up and says to me, hey, Kelly, I had this problem, or, I don't know what to do about this particular thing. What do you, what's your advice? What do you think? I think about it and I give them my advice because I believe in them. I believe in what I'm saying, and I believe it to be, the best advice that I can give. And so if I can trust myself to, give a message through the cards, if I can trust myself to give advice to my best friend, why don't I trust myself when it comes to my own choices and decisions? Because it is a lifelong learned behavior that we diminish ourselves. It is a lifelong learned behavior that we question ourselves. It's sort of reminded me of the way that we look at self-care, right? We always put ourselves last. Everyone else needs to be looked after before we try to find the time or take the time to look after ourselves. And I just thought that was really, really interesting. And so it was one of those moments when finding my path, knowing that I'm on the right path, seems like, oh my gosh, this is like the biggest thing, right? And if I do this, this could happen and that can happen. And it becomes like this whole situation, right? It seems very heavy, very daunting, and possibly life-altering. And then I read all this research and I thought, oh my gosh, like this is so simple. It is so simple. And when I say simple, I don't mean it's going to be easy. I don't mean that. I mean it's simple in terms of you need to trust yourself. Because what is it that we always say, friends? We always say, it's not a mistake. It's a lesson. We learn from the lesson and then we take the next possibility or the next opportunity. Isn't that what we often say? I mean, I know I say it. So what this is about is telling the negative self-talk, no, thank you, I'm not listening. Trusting in our core, our values, our life lessons, our intuition, our gut instinct, our inner wisdom, our inner knowledge. Trusting in that whatever choice and decision that you make, provided it checks off certain boxes, and we'll get into that in a minute, is going to lead you in the right direction at the right time. Yes. Okay. So I'm going to stop for a minute. I'm going to pause because lots of people are saying all kinds of great things in the chat. Let's highlight some of these. So Tammy Jackson, this is a great point. We make life hard. It's not as hard as we think. Exactly. When you say that, Tammy, I'm reminded of, the point of there are always things to be grateful for. We all have blessings and we must count our blessings, especially when times get difficult, because that's what brings us back to a feeling of joy and gratitude, right? Wendy says the only one hard on us is ourselves. Absolutely. Totally agree with that. Hi, Cal Lizzie. Thank you for being here, my friend. Linda says ego is the voice that questions your choices. I love that, Linda. Well said. Kristen says, I was bullied most of my childhood. I think I make myself small as a learned coping mechanism from that period. Absolutely. That is exactly kind of where I was going with that. Jan's Free says 2 keywords must trust. She did correct herself. Anna Banana says we all have different lessons to learn. Sometimes we are stubborn in learning those lessons. That impacts greatly how far along the path we are. That is an excellent point. Hey, Cardamancy Mesquite, shout out, my friend. How you doing? All right, let's go down a little bit. Kaz is in the house. Hey, Kaz, nice to see you, my friend. Thank you for being here. Okay. So when I got to that point, I was like, wow, this is really, really interesting, right? So Tammy Jackson says ego pits us in fear, false experience appearing real. Interesting. Okay, so let me just, sorry, because when I put the comments up on the screen, my sticky note leaves my computer, so I have to get back to where I was here. Okay. So basically, the understanding that if we stay tuned into ourselves and aligned with ourselves and what is true for our best self, our highest self, however, whatever phraseology you want to put on it, we will be able to create a base. And from that base, we allow ourselves to tap into that intuition and that knowledge and trust that our base is solid, like our foundation is solid, if that makes sense. Hopefully I explained that all right. Calizzi says, sometimes I'm stubborn, sometimes I'm just clueless. I don't feel what universe is desperately trying to tell me. I totally get that, Calizzi. I have anxiety panic disorder and depression. And I've discussed this ad nauseum on the channel, but there are many times in my life over the last 10 years where, someone has suggested to me, to do ABC 1, 2, 3, whatever the case may be. And I'm like 50 million excuses why I can't do that particular thing. And then I ask every single person that I know what they think I should do. And they all tell me, either that thing or different things. And then like 6 months later, when I'm feeling better, when I'm feeling more up, more in tune with myself, I'll say, hey, you know what? This is what I heard, or this is what I read, or my other friend said this. And they were like, yeah, I said that to you like 3 months ago. You're only ready to listen when you're ready to listen, right? So I totally get what you're saying. You do too, Kristen? Much love to you, my friend, because it's not easy. Okay, so Kristen Louise also says, our neural pathways are programmed. It is hard to change yourself, though you have to basically rewire your brain. Yes. Rewiring your brain, I like to call it readjusting your thinking. And I'm not sure how many people here are familiar with CBT, so Cat, Bob, Tom. CBT is cognitive behavioral therapy, and many times if you suffer from anxiety or depression, they may put you into a CBT course, which is a fantastic program. It really does help to readjust your thinking. One of the huge takeaways from CBT for me personally was, and I've said this again ad nauseum on the channel, that you take out the negative words from a sentence or a story or whatever the case may be, and inject as many positive words in as you can. And it literally does change the whole story, the whole sentence, the whole paragraph, whatever you're doing. I have to consistently, consecutively, and consciously do that on a daily, sometimes hourly or minutely basis, depending on where I am and what I'm, who I'm around. To make it so that I don't, slide down and get into that negative headspace. Yeah. Okay, so you get that, Cal Lizzie? Yeah. Okay, so the idea of relaxing more is like the word relax is like a trigger word for me. So what that means, so that we can break it down, because I can't be the only one that's triggered by the word relax, especially if some of us here have anxiety. This anxiety isn't about relaxing. When you have diagnosed anxiety, it is not about I don't relax enough. It's about being kind and understanding to ourselves. Because as we've mentioned in the chat, working on ourselves is difficult. It's probably like the hardest job next to motherhood, I would think, right? Because we don't realize that we're not okay, that we're broken, that we're in need of repair, that we may be in need of adjustment. We don't realize that until, like you're in your 30s or your 40s or some traumatic event has happened in your life. And you're like, oh my God, I didn't bounce back. All of a sudden I can't function anymore. And then you have to like reinvent yourself. It feels like it's a lot of work and it's exhausting because you are invoking feelings and thoughts and emotions and peeling the layers of that onion back, where you are tapping into years of programmed learned behaviors. And sometimes it can be so depressing because you're like, oh my God, I am so messed up. So I think I've got some interesting things. If we are kind to ourselves and we tap into our inner wisdom and our inner knowledge, our gut instinct, I'm going to keep repeating that because hopefully if I repeat it enough times, we will, that part will stick in. Tapping into our life lessons, our learned behaviors, our sense of right and wrong, our inner guidance, our inner wisdom, all of those things. If we tap into that and we are able to recharge our own battery, right, through self-care and those type of things, take out the negative connotations from a situation or a statement and inject some positivity in it. That's how we keep our minds clear, manifestation, setting intentions, meditating, right? All of those wonderful things that we talk about all the time. If we really are true to the practice, we will recharge our own battery. And that, my friends, is what this seems to be all about. Because it's like anything that you do. And if you hear nothing else, this is so important. Anxiety is based on fear. What is fear? Fear is the unknown. It's change. And if you avoid the change, you actually are increasing your anxiety because, again, you're burying your head in the sand because you're afraid of the change. Right? So, instead of being afraid of what's in front of you, tap into the inner guidance, tap into the inner wisdom, tap into the inner the intuition, the gut instinct, tap into whatever tools that you have in your toolbox and pump yourself up. Believe in yourself, believe in who you are, what you stand for, and what you can do. I mean, my goodness, look at all you've accomplished in your life. My mama used to say, read your resume. You're feeling down about yourself, pull out your resume. Write down on a sheet of paper 4 things that you did last week, or 5 things that you did today, or 5 things that you did over the last 10 years. It doesn't matter. You have accomplished things. And when you realize your accomplishments, when you recognize your accomplishments, when you allow yourself to marinate and celebrate who you really are, instantly you have a smile on your face. Instantly you're happy. All of a sudden, the big dark cloud. Now, obviously, this is in reason. Okay, situations require different trains of thought, you understand, but overall, all of a sudden you're looking out and you're like, you know what? This doesn't seem like it's such a big deal anymore. And that's what being on the right path, in terms of you understanding what that means and you being able to put one foot in front of the other and move forward with a wonderful momentum, a positive momentum. That's what it's all about. All right, so now I'm going back to the chat for a minute. Jan's Free says self-awareness and working on herself leads to healing. Absolutely, it does, my friend. Wendy says that's my problem. I can't quiet my mind except for when I meditate, and I do that rarely. When I go to the ocean, then I can quiet my mind. I'm unable to go there now. Okay, so Wendy, remind me of that very thing. If I don't address it in the next few minutes. I just want to read this next little bit, and then I'm going to go back to that. Okay. So now I'm just going to flow through a few of the little comments that I found. So taking time to think about what area do I want to focus on may help. Reviewing your intentions if you set intentions. If you don't set intentions, maybe you need to start. If you set intentions, it's important to remember to be positive in the setting of the intentions, and don't give yourself a time limit. And the reason that you do that is because if the intention starts to lose its effectiveness, you can change the wording of it and re-intention it, if that makes sense. Reinforce it. What's wrong, Derek? Oh, okay. Everybody say hi to the husband. So maybe you want to take yourself to a quiet spot, right? Out in the balcony, out in the garden, in the bathtub, in your car, whatever it might be, and write some stuff down in your journal. How are you feeling today? Start by writing down what you need, what you want, and if you have any deal breakers, was a suggestion, which I thought was great. Susan Lynn did that whole program on the damn thing, which is breaking down what actually is the thing that you are worried about. So in this particular case, am I on the right path? So if I take this job, it means this is going to happen, and that could happen. If I don't take that job, maybe this happens, or that happens. Understand? The damn thing exercise helps you to step by step, which is key here, step by step, break it down so you get to the thing that is actually really what's triggering you, what is causing the anxiety over the whole decision-making process, right? They're suggesting to have a mantra or a meditation that helps you to focus, to Wendy's point, because it helps you to sort of refocus your thoughts. The meditation does, right? The mantra keeps you boosted up. One of my little things that I have around the house is be what you want to see. If I'm not happy with what I'm doing, if I'm not happy with how I'm looking, if I'm not happy with what I'm putting out into the universe, I look at that statement and I remind myself that I want to be who I say I am. I want to be who I think I am. I want to be who other people tell me I am, right? Yes, Tammy says that the book You Can Heal Your Life is good for self-healing. Mirror work is my best friend. Many people on the channel know that come here. I talk to the mirror like I'm talking to the reflection of my best friend. It's a conversation that goes back and forth, and a lot of healing has been done with that mirror. So that simple mantra that you can create for yourself or put on a sticky note and have somewhere, maybe in the car or at your workplace or something in the bathroom, it might help you to stay on target. It'll help you to shift to a more loving and empowered perspective, which I love. Make sure that you break down big steps into little steps. Think about when you were potty training your children. If you had children, you broke it down into like 60 steps. what is the most important thing of potty training? Keep it consistent, keep it consecutive, and make a conscious effort, right? Routine, 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 routine. So if you do this 3 times every day, you're going to get it into your mind, and then it's going to become something that you do every single day. It's kind of like working out, right? And celebrate every single solitary achievement. I'm not sure how many people has heard me say about pushing out the stool. So a long time ago, I was in a really bad car accident, and I couldn't walk. Now, when I say I couldn't walk, I walked like Morticia. I couldn't do anything that wasn't at arm's length, and I don't have long arms. So I couldn't feed my cats. I couldn't lift up my underwear, pull my pants up. I couldn't put my hair up. I couldn't brush it because I have really long hair. I was distraught, to say the very least. And I would sit there for 3 or 4 days at a time and just be like, this sucks. My life sucks. This is horrible. Woe is me, blah, 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 yada, yada. You get the picture, right? And then all of a sudden one day I just said, okay, enough. I can't sit here anymore. So if I decide that today I'm going to get dressed, I am going to celebrate it like it was my birthday party. And so I used to sit in a chair that had a stool in front of it. And I literally got excited one day and went, here we go. And I pushed the stool out. So that's my little code for push the stool out. Let's go, girl. Do one thing. I don't care what it is, something. And then you celebrate the victory all day long. Because that's what's going to pick you up. That's what's going to recharge you. That's what's going to get you motivated, right? How good you feel when you achieved that little thing, when you get to check that little box off, right? Set intentions for yourself. As I said, be positive. Don't give it a time frame. Stay away from the time frames, because immediately you're setting yourself up for failure. And if you are a person that can, fall off the wagon, so to speak, in terms of getting, oh, well, this is too hard. I can't do this. If you give up, don't put a timeline on it. Keep it open. And enjoy the snowball effect of gaining confidence as you continue to accomplish the tasks that you set for yourself, right? I just think that that's amazing. So the most important thing to take away from being on the right path, am I on the right path, when we ask those questions, is to trust your gut, trust your intuition, trust your inner wisdom, trust your inner guidance, know who you are, trust yourself. Now, I know that it's not that easy. And I'm not saying don't ever ask another question, don't ever reach out for support. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying, if you believe in yourself and you ask yourself these questions, you may take some of the anxiety and some of the worry away, which that would be great, right? Now, does anyone have, I'm seeing Vivian going, yes, yes, yes. I love it. Hi, Vivian. No, thank you, Kristen. Get the poop in the toilet. No. Yeah. Yes. Now, I want to say this. A couple years ago, I told the story before to Nancy Raker's point about the walking. I didn't mean for this to turn into a whole thing, and we're gonna. What I wanted to do was some mind, body, spirit readings, or kind of what I call "Am I on the right path?" readings, and we will do those. I'm not going anywhere anytime soon, so I just want to say this to Nancy's point. So everyone, or most of you, know that I don't leave my house, and that's not because of the pandemic. I have so many fears and phobias that I feel like the only safe bubble around me is in my home, and so I don't leave. And I was in a really bad place, and I was feeling really depressed. My anxiety was through the roof, and I used to go to this park. It was like a school park where they had like a soccer field and baseball diamond, and it was surrounded by trees. It was lovely. And I just sat there and I watched all these people walking and having fun on the swings, kids and tossing the soccer ball around. And I just sat there. And tears were rolling down my face. And I thought, my God, I have to move. I have to get out of this car. I feel like I'm going to rip my skin off. Like I was desperate, but like frozen in fear. And I must have sat there for a good, I don't know, it felt like eternity, but it was probably at least 2 or 3 hours, staring out the window at everybody else living their best life while I was suffering in silence. But the reason that I sat there in my car is because I was living vicariously through those people. Watching the world happen made me feel a little bit better. And anyway, long story short, I just said, get out of the car, do it. And I kind of yelled at myself, and I got out of the car and I said, okay, Kelly, I'm going to walk between one goal post from the soccer field to the other. And I did it. And then I did another one. And when I got to the other, when I did the repeat, I pulled out my phone and I recorded a video. And I sent it to my husband and I said, look at me. I'm walking. I'm outside. Yay. I was so excited. And I thought, okay, you know what? I'm just going to do one more. And then I started talking to myself while I was walking. And I thought someone's calling somebody, because I was yelling. By about the 9th up and down, I was like yelling. It was the most therapeutic experience that I had had in my life up until that point in time. And I have no idea what led me to do it. I don't know how I ended up being in a position that I was able to carry it out, but I am so grateful for the experience. So to Nancy's point, go outside. Allow yourself to be in that still moment. And not still in terms of getting inside of your head and like beating yourself up and getting all negative, but get inside your head and get quiet. Notice everything around you, right? The water, the birds, the people, the horns, the trap, just everything, but quietly. You know what I mean? Actually, Wendy, I think I was desperate. I knew that if I didn't, like that's how I felt in that moment, that if I did not get out of my car, like I literally thought I was going to die. Because I was putting myself in a box like this big. Like I literally felt like the walls were closing in. Jan's free. So Vivian says, yes, whoops, I just lost that. Walking helps me. Also, I like to listen to music while driving. Music, everyone here knows that I listen to music before I go live. It just puts me in a really good mood. Jan's Free said I had anxiety attacks when mom had a major medical event, took time to process. Yep. Tammy says being in nature is the closest to heaven you'll ever be on this earth. Yep. Outside is my happy place. And then I would in the winter time. So I did that for like 2 years and I felt fantastic. And I just felt so much better. I mean, it was just the greatest experience ever. But the whole reason why I did it at the park was because I have panic attacks. And so I have a fear that if I say I left my house and went for a walk, that I get down to the end of the street and I'd be like, oh, okay, I feel energized. Let's keep going. And then I would go a little bit further and I'd be like, okay, keep going. And then I would get somewhere, I would freak out and I would be lost. Like I would be alone. I would be lost. So wherever I went to walk, I always had to be able to have my car like in my sight. So I knew I just had to get to my car and then I was safe. And I had a way to communicate with my husband, or if I had to call someone else to help me. You know what I mean? It was like a safety thing. And so I tried to make those two things work for me. Kristen says, a part of me thinks I was meant to be a leader in my pagan community, even had a couple of readings say so, but I have such insecurity and have such bad self-talk and anxiety, it just never happened. Okay, so Kristen, I don't want to make an example of you, but let's do this. Let's take that little part that you wrote and let's look at this from a CBT kind of way of looking at it, right? As an example, and I hope you don't mind that I'm using this as an example of a way that you can turn that statement around to make it sound a little less negative, a little more positive, and a lot more hopeful. So, part of me thinks that I was meant to be a leader in my pagan community. I've even had a couple of readings say so. However, I have insecurity and negative self-talk and anxiety. I am working on it. That's one way that you could inject just a little bit of positivity, a little bit of hope. You could also say something like, I've even had a couple of readings saying so. I am working on my insecurities and my self-talk thoughts, and I'm making progress. Now, I don't know if I've made my point, but basically you're rearranging the sentence so it doesn't sound so dramatic, so negative, and so, like, oh, like it's never going to happen. I mean, you look at that statement and I feel something when I read that, right? I feel that you feel something when you wrote it. And so the whole idea of the CBT is to take out the negative and try to inject more positive. It's a little different than a glass, the glass empty or the glass half full. It's a little bit different, but it's kind of on that same line, right? I don't know if that makes sense or not. And I do understand the embarrassing part that you mentioned. Absolutely. I had a panic attack at work. It was a horrible experience. Horrible. I've had them in the store. I've had them in the restaurant, but having them at work and, the receptionist came out. I was in my car in the parking lot. The receptionist came out. She saw me and I made her cry because she got so scared. It was humiliating. My boss came out. It was like a whole thing. Everyone in the place was like driving in. It was right at the beginning of the morning. Anyway. Hi, Jay. How are you, love? Thank you for being here. Jay says doing anything outside our comfort zone can be scary, but powerful once we actually do it, and finding our path is so important. 100% well said, my friend. Lizzie said, I live on the coast. Whenever I find myself not going to the beach and walking, something is seriously wrong. Vivian said it helps to journal, write positive things about yourself. At Kristen, absolutely. Kristen says, yes, my very talk about my negative self-talk is negative self-talk. Yep, I get you. I mean, listen, Kristen, I years it took me. I mean, I am nowhere healed by any stretch of the imagination. I deal with it all the time, but it is a great jump off point. Like, for example, I did a reading the other day, and there was a mistake was in the card, and I said the word mistake, and then I said, but I don't like using the word mistake, so I took it out because mistake is negative. So Dan's Free says, so you are saying inject some hope in self-talk to try to turn momentum around from negative to positive. Absolutely, Dan's Free. That's what the CBT is, the cognitive behavioral therapy. One of the components of that is that very thing that we just talked about. So literally taking your words, your thoughts, whether you're sending an email or you're journaling or you're talking, taking the negative out and injecting the positive, rearranging the words so that the whole thing feels lighter and leaves you feeling better. Kristen says, I'm so sorry you have struggled so much with your anxiety, Kelly. You're such a powerful being. So bad. Oh, thank you, Kristen. Listen, I am no more brave than anyone else is. We are all in this together. And like I said in the beginning, working on ourselves is no easy task. So let me take a sip of my drink. Now, who wants a reading? So what I thought I would do, as you all know, I have tons of cards on the table here. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 oracle decks. I've got the little mini chakra loves out too. And I've got my angel tarot out. And I thought what we would do is like mind, body, spirit. Like the 3-card reading and a mini chakra love to go with it. So basically 4 cards for anyone who wants one, in hopes that it is going to give us some food for thought, to allow us maybe like a jump off point where we may need to start, or just to make you feel good. That's awesome, Nancy. See, this is one of the things, and I don't know if anyone else can relate to this, but I'm like, for me personally, this is how Kelly operates. I am gung-ho about a lot of things, and I am gung-ho when I learn something new that really resonates with me. But it's like a headache or a toothache, or like you get a paper cut. You only look after it until it doesn't hurt anymore, and then you get busy with your other stuff and you go about your business, and then all of a sudden the priority has dropped down, because life is happening. And so I think that's just an interesting point to make. We must make time for ourselves, no matter whether you're having a bubble bath or you're literally sitting there working on a sentence, trying to take out the negative and put in the positive, if that makes sense, right? So let me go back up here. So hello, T. Jones. Thank you for being here. Thank you for joining us. Marcia Green is in the house. How are you, my friend? Oh, thank you. Appreciate you, Marcia, for saying that. Hope your daughter is doing well. Kristen would like one. Wendy says, everything that has gone on for the last 6 years with 45 hasn't made life any easier. I am an empath. I'm like a sponge with everything around me. Yep, absolutely. Motherhood was so much easier than deep work on yourself, right? Jan's Free would like one. Absolutely, my friend. Not a problem. All right. Whoops. I just lost all my questions that were started. Here we go. I started a positivity journal. She's doing well. She's at her home. Awesome. Vivian wants one. Absolutely. Yeah. So the gratitude journal, like the positivity journal, are pretty much the same thing. Jamie Jackson wants one. All right. So when I do the starred ones, hopefully I don't lose anyone. But I'm going to stick T. Jones up there first. That's the first one that I seen. If I miss you, remember that I'm by myself over here. So, oh, that's beautiful, Nancy. I love that. So she tells herself how worthy she is and how beautiful her heart is. I love that. All right, T. Jones. So we're going to do mind, body, and spirit. All right. I love this when we all sit together and we work together to support each other. We participate with each other to lift each other up. You guys truly are a phenomenal force of people, and you are an inspiring bunch of people. This to me what is happening right here in this space is telling me that I am on the right path. Every time I go live, when I see this happening in the chat, it's going to make me cry. I'm tearing up, literally. This is what tells me that I'm on the right path, because together we're figuring this whole thing out, and I love it. I love it. I love it for all of us, because I hope to gosh, when you leave here tonight, that you feel a little bit lighter, a little bit lighter. I hope that you got a smile on your face. All right. Absolutely, Linda. I got you, love. Okay. Here we go. Wow. All right. So 2 cards fell out for you already, T. Jones. All right. All right. So I've got my 3 cards, my 3 tarot cards. I'm going to grab my Empath Empowerment deck for you. Bear with me, friends. Okay. And I'm going to get my Earth Magic. Hey, Kiba. How are you, love? Oh, thank you, Kristen. Thank you for being here, and thank you for participating. Listen, it wouldn't be much fun if I just sat here and talked to myself. So without you guys, it doesn't work. Right? Together. We are in this together. Beautiful. I love the cards we're getting here, T. Jones. I love the cards, my friend. All right, here we go. So the first card that I pulled out is the Page of Fire. Okay. The Page of Fire talks to us about being enthusiastic and being motivated, being creative. Remember that. We have the Moon card. Now, oftentimes people think of the Moon card as a negative card. I don't happen to think that it's negative, because I don't like to think negative. It is about your intuitions. It's about revelations. Think of it like the game that you play on your phone or on your tablet or whatever, when you're looking for that hidden object, right? And they have the hint that is the camera, and you pick up the camera and you go snap, and it highlights everything. That is the Moon. So it's letting you see things that you wouldn't otherwise see, which is great. Have the 2 of Earth, which is the 2 of Pentacles. This is about balance. It's also about playfulness. It's about prioritization. You've got the 9 of Air on the bottom of the deck, which is your overlying energy. This is kind of how you're vibing right now. So I'm not sure if you're getting a little bit of sleepless nights or a little bit of worry, a little bit of anxiety. But I think that if you pay attention, and I'm not saying that you're not, but the Moon card is showing up, telling you that you have to tap into this inner wisdom, and you've got to see things as they really are. So pay attention to them, right? Don't look with blinders on, and continue to maintain this healthy balance for yourself. Now, here we go. Stop trying to fix people is from the Empath's Empowerment deck. It is not your job to fix anyone. Allow people the dignity of their own paths. So I think what that's telling you is stay focused on you. Don't worry about everybody else, which is really, really hard to do, especially if we're moms or we're aunties or, we have siblings that need us or parents that need us. Work on you. Just you. We have, again, another Moon, which is completion. So in other words, you are not going to be able to complete this cycle or understand what is being highlighted to you until you get your balance back in check and focus just on you. And then we have this lovely card of acceptance, which is the beautiful little hedgehog. Okay, this is embrace who you are, which is beautiful. And lastly, from the mini chakra love deck, I've got from the root chakra, smoky quartz is a crystal that they mention here, strength. Strength comes from your connection to the root of your being. So again, all those things that we were talking about earlier, and that is quite simply, who you are at your core, your values. That is what I got for you, my love. I hope that helps. All right, now we're going to move on to Kristen Louise. And I do apologize. These are lengthy, but it would seem that I was doing a disservice if we didn't go into this. So stop ignoring my intuition and forget about everything else. Well, maybe not everything, but try not to forget about yourself in the process, I guess is the message. That's the takeaway from that. Tap into your inner strength, your inner core, your inner values. Don't worry about everyone else and not worry about yourself. You have to find time for yourself in there too. All right, we're moving on to Kristen Louise. Kristen Louise, what does Kristen Louise need to know? Beautiful. Whoop, that one flung right out. Okay, so you guys all seen my husband went outside, he's watering the plants, and we have like the security cameras around the house or whatever. Like my phone is like dinging and buzzing and it's gonna go right off the table. I should have turned it off. My own fault. Okay. Sometimes we have a tendency to do that. Ignore it, Like, what does this really mean? Why is it doing that? All right, my friends. Kristen, this is what I have for you, and I love this. This is really, really lovely for you. So we start out with the Seven of Water or the Seven of Cups. The Seven of Cups I often refer to as the adult shell game. Now, I am not in any way saying that having to make decisions and choices causes us, should not cause us any time or any stress or anything like that. But when you think of the shell game, you're literally going left to right, right to left, back to forward, and forward to back. You know what I mean? Like when you just keep moving it around, you don't move it there and go, okay, that's what I'm going to do, or no, I like it over there and I'm settled with that. I'm good and go to the next thing. When you're constantly shifting it just back and forth and around in circles, it's like the cat chasing its tail. You're not really making any traction. You're not making any progress. And that is what I was saying before about the burying your head in the sand. You're avoiding making a decision because you fear it's going to be the wrong decision. And so not only now do you have to worry about the decision that you have to make, but now you're stressed about having to make a decision. So now you've got two things to worry about instead of just one. I mean, and I know, don't come at me for this, because even when I say it, I hear myself say it, and I'm like, Kelly, don't say it, but it is the truth, and we all know it. What is the very worst thing that can happen if you make a decision and find out 6 days, 6 months, 6 years later that maybe it wasn't the best decision for you what's the worst thing that can happen? It was not the right decision, and you pick up and you continue. It's the truth. So try not to make too many choices for yourself, if that makes sense. Okay. We have the Sun card. This is the yes card of the tarot. Okay. This is about success. It's about recognition. It's about enthusiasm. It's about recognition and enthusiasm. It's about joy. It's about love in your heart. It's like, you know what I mean? Like your heart center. Now, speaking of your heart, you have the Ace of Water or the Ace of Cups. This is about your emotions. This is about your intuition. It's about your relationships. I tend to think from that card that you have support, that people that you can count on to help lift you up, right? On the bottom of the deck, you've also got the Nine of Air. So sleepless nights, worry, anxiety. And the word that I don't like to say, the negativity. So this is what I pulled for you. We've got Bluebell Fairy, which is gratitude. Coming from a place of gratitude, and I mean no disrespect. I'm talking about myself here. I wasn't grateful for a long time, and I am embarrassed to admit that I wasn't. Sure, I was happy that I lived in a nice house, and, I was happy about that, but I really wasn't grateful at all. I was more ungrateful than I was grateful. And it wasn't until I came to this community and understood that I wasn't living in a place of gratitude. And when I started to change my attitude towards living in a place of gratitude, I can honestly tell you that things started to shift for me. We've got discovering truth. You stand in the light of truth, which means this tells me that you don't pull any punches with yourself. You tell yourself the truth, but sometimes even if it's detrimental to you, right? Like, girl, really? Look at your hair today. Look at that top that you're wearing. It's great to be honest with yourself, but not honest if it's hurtful. So, to the point that we were making before, so let's say that you get dressed, you're going to go out, you look at yourself in the mirror, and you don't like the top that you're wearing, and you're like, girl, you know what? I know, that yellow top really brings out your eyes. Go put that on. That's how you take that whole negative thing right out of it and go, oh, that's great, because you're excited about it. Do you know what I mean? So, discovering your truth means standing in your truth, but not to the point where it's detrimental to yourself in terms of your negative self-talk kind of idea, right? And if you start to inject more positivity, you've got this beautiful pumpkin, because it is productivity, because you will be making progress, right? You will be producing results because you will be inspired and motivated to do so. Let me pull a little mini chakra love card for you. You have the heart chakra, which is malachite, is the crystal that they mention. Forgiveness. You'll find freedom in forgiveness. That's what I got for you, love. I hope that helps. All right. I know these are taking a long time, but I'm absolutely loving this. Everyone is sharing. Everyone is saying wonderful things. I am so, so pleased. Dance Free is up next. Thank you for your patience, everyone. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, bell notifications so you know whenever I upload a new video, all those good things, all the YouTube requirements that you're supposed to do. If anyone ever wants to book a personal private reading with me, the details are in the description box. Anyone cares to make a donation, details are in the description box. If you want to connect with me on Instagram or Facebook, details are in the description box. So I've said all the things I'm supposed to say now. Oh, thank you, Kristen. I appreciate the feedback, and I'm glad that it resonated. All right, here we go. Dance Free. Dance Free, you just showing up tonight and taking part in the conversation is something that you need to recognize and celebrate that you did that, right? Because if you left here and you didn't learn anything, you had a good time, hopefully, sharing and participating in the chat, saying hi to your friends, right? And if you did learn something, great. So celebrate that. All right. What have we got for Jan's? Oh, lovely. Lovely. Okay. I don't know what is going on, friends. Third time. I've got that on the bottom of the deck. All right. It's okay, Tammy. We'll try to be quiet. Okay. There's a couple more cards here. Jan's free. Oh, that's very kind of you to say Jan's free. I appreciate that, my love. I love that for you. Right, Cal, Lizzie? I'm going to be on with Gerald next Tuesday on the 28th. Oh, hi, Ricky. I love little Ricky. He's so cute. All right, Jan's free. This is what I got for you, love. I've got the Ace of Earth. I love this card. It is just so cute. I love the coloring in it. Abundance, opportunity, and resources. Right? The Ace of Earth is like the Ace of Pentacles. So that is your securities, right? Earth, coins, pentacles, your legacy, your security, your finances. But when you talk about abundance, abundance can also be abundance of your heart, abundance of your soul. You know what I mean? So tapping into all of your resources, your legacy and your security and your sense of that is important to you. We've got the 10 of Cups, or the 10 of Water, often referred to as the happy home card. This is about family. It's about love. It's about blessings. And so your family is very important to you. You are loved by them. They are loved by you. And together you are a loving unit. And then we've got the 5 of Air. The 5 of Air, or the 5 of Swords. And I don't like that word, so I'm not saying it. Reassessment, negativity, a little bit of melodrama. And then you've got the 9 of Air on the bottom of the deck again. So worry, sleepless nights. So I don't know if something's happened in the family. There's some kind of conflict or something that's made you think that, you know, I got to do something, or, you know, you need to solve a situation that might not actually involve you. But here we go. I've got center yourself. Take a few deep breaths to regain your center. Now you can approach life from a more peaceful place. We've got relaxation, which is peaceful pursuits and happy times. So now I think this is interesting, because in 2 of your cards I've got the moon, and in 2 of your cards I've got peaceful pursuits. So I think that's interesting. So journey by moonlight, believe in magic. So that's telling me to get real quiet at nighttime. Maybe you need to go out and look up at the stars or the moon. I do that quite often, and I love that. I feel a very huge sense of, like, sort of peacefulness and tranquility when I look up at the stars and the moon. And I don't know that I get power from the moon per se, but I feel that moment that I was talking about before, that getting quiet, that going within, that peaceful feeling that just allows you to sort of see things in a different light for what they really are. I can do that at nighttime way better than I can in the daylight. So whatever that means. This is the mini chakra, love. This is chakra balance. And it is about unity. And unity is harmony. And so something that's what this is. There's something that's happened in your family here that has sort of tipped you, tipped your scales. So this is the only illusion is separation. And what that means is, to me, if if you separate yourself from what's actually happening, you're like the avoidance is breeding the anxiety. You are trying not to deal with it, which is actually causing you to be more anxious about it, if that makes sense. They mentioned 3 crystals here that may help: amethyst, blue lace agate, and new jade. I hope that helps me, or hope it makes sense. I hope it resonates. Hi, honey. Dealing with mom's health shook me up for a while, made me uncentered. I'm sorry about your mom, Jansfree. That's what did it to me, was the passing of my mother. So I can relate. Be kind to yourself, my friend. All right, Vivian, my friend, you are up next. Vivian, bingo. Oh, thank you, Jansfree. Appreciate that. I hope it helps, my friend. I love that too, T. Jones. It is just the very best for me. There's something very peaceful and tranquil about that time of night, and I really feel like I can think. Oops. I turned the card wrong side up. You're welcome, my friend. All right, here we go for Vivian. This deck I love it, but it's huge. Beautiful. Vivian, we start out with the 8 of Earth. Oh, sorry, helps if I put it in front of the camera. The 8 of Earth, the 8 of Pentacles, right? That's about hard work. That's about your education, trying to master a skill. It's about paying attention to the details, being very focused, very determined, that kind of energy, right? Sorry, I'm still shuffling, trying to speed it up just a wee bit. Then we have the 6 of Water, so the 6 of Cups. This is sometimes about childhood memories, about nostalgia, maybe someone coming back from the past, maybe some childhood trauma that you may have come to the surface that you may have to be dealing with, or just enjoying, memories of a time before. We've got the Ego card. So the Ego card in this deck is the Devil card in the traditional tarot. Okay. Here, it's about dependency, materialism, and illusion. And so what it means in this particular instance is you trying to convince yourself that something is a way that, or you trying to convince yourself that a particular situation is a certain way when it might not be that way at all. And so therein lies the dependency, right? By keeping this story going in a particular fashion, you cannot get out of it, if that makes sense. That's what I'm getting off of this. On the bottom of the deck, I've got the Magician, which is manifestation, empowerment, and preparedness. And so I feel like you're the type of person that wants to, you're very focused and very detailed as that first card. And so I feel like you want to be on top of everything, not in a controlling kind of way, but just, you want to be the person sort of managing everything, because that's where you feel you're best suited. And I feel like either something has happened in your past that has sort of like flipped you off of that, and like now you don't have that control. And I think that it's causing you some sort of, I feel like you feel less powerful because of it. Anyway, moving on. So the first card I got is Beneath the Surface. So this is hidden truths and something unknown. And so that's like an iceberg coming up out of the water, right? And then look at what I got. I got iceberg submerged. So this is like feeling isolated, feeling trapped, sort of like the walls closing in. And I don't mean that to sound so dramatic, but you know what I mean? Feeling slightly small compared to everything else being so big, if that makes sense. And I got for you the Moonlight Enchantment Magic. So going out to that peaceful, serene time of night might do you some good as well. All right. Sorry, I'm dropping the cards here. I've got the solar plexus chakra, which is rutilated quartz, confidence. No one will believe in you if you don't believe in yourself. Be your own cheerleader. I hope that makes sense. I hope it resonates for you, Vivian. Hi, Kathleen. How you doing, love? Good to see you. And I did see your comment up there, Cal, Lizzie, and yes, Gerald is just, he's a hoot. Thank you for saying that, by the way. That was very kind of you. All right, Vivian. Tammy Jackson is up next. Tammy Jackson. All right. Thank you, T-Beth. It's a lovely message. I mean, listen, if it helps, great. That's the point, right? All right, Tammy Jackson. What does Tammy Jackson need to know? Tammy Jackson. Tammy Jackson. Yeah, it's very quiet where I live at nighttime, but I've always liked that. I don't know why. Beautiful card to start out with. Okay, we got all kinds of cards flipping upside down here. Beautiful. All right, Tammy. We're going to start out with the Nine of Water, or the Nine of Cups. This is often referred to as the wish fulfillment card. Your wishes coming true, your manifested dreams coming true. It's happiness. We have the High Priestess next to that, which is about your intuition, your wisdom, and your patience. And I mean, I know that you're working on, that. So it's telling you to continue to tap into that. Next to that, I've got the Four of Air. Sorry, I'm trying to shuffle and talk all at the same time. I probably shouldn't be doing that. It's probably making it difficult to follow. Next to that, I've got the Four of Air. Okay. And I've got meditation, recuperation, and contemplation. So taking that time to just be. I mean, that seems to be the theme of the night, right? Taking the time to just allow yourself to be. in that moment where the clear thinking can happen, you know. And then I've got the Sun card on the bottom of the deck, which, I mean, this is about success, recognition, enthusiasm, joy, happiness. You have such lovely cards, Tammy. Lovely cards. So that Four of Air is talking about this release right here. Right? It's talking about the release. Not necessarily do you have something to release, but how important it is to always release, right? That's why we have this meditation and contemplation. That's how we release. And if you do that, look at these two cards, Tammy. Look at these two cards. You've got Secret Spring, success, and you've got the Koi Carp, which is abundance. Move with the flow of abundance around and through you. Outstanding cards, Tammy. I hope that helps. Let me put you a mini chakra love deck card. I love these cards. You've got chakra balance, and that is cycles. Out of chaos comes creation. Out of chaos comes creation. They mention, red jasper, peach moonstone, and carnelian as the crystals. So that out of chaos comes creation. That is why you've got the wish fulfillment and the intuition, the wisdom, and the patience, having the patience to understand that while you take this time to meditate and contemplate, that's why you're getting the success cards, right? Because you got the sun, if that makes sense. I mean, it makes sense to me. Balance and cycles has been the theme for weeks for me. Heard it a lot. Okay. Bear with me here, my friends. Let me see here. Okay, what have we got? I finally feel recovered from the all-nighter, to quote Danny Glover in Lethal Weapon. I am getting too old for this shit. Yep. I'm a night owl for sure. Kiba says, Kelly, tell people the truth. Nothing wrong with that. I try, my friend. Cartomancy. I agree with Anna. Spirit is willing, but the bot is trashed. Yep. Absolutely. Kathleen says, laugh out loud. Stay up all night and day. I'm too old. Or is it too sensible to put myself through that again? Right? Even when I was younger, couldn't stay up all night. Kristen says, you're very welcome. You're very welcome, Tammy. All right. So up next, we have... Thank you, everyone, for being so patient. We've got Linda, and then we've got Jay. So hopefully I haven't missed anyone. Thank you for hanging out with me and being patient while I navigate this by myself here. I want to give you guys a good reading for this because it's important. If it helps. All right. Linda. What does Linda need to know? What does Linda need to know? What's coming up this week? Oh, so tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, Deanne Shieldmaiden is going to be here, and Adam from Stargazing Astrology is going to be here. And we're going to try some tarot readings and astrology reading on political things. I've never done it before, so it'll be interesting. So if you can pop in, do that. And on Sunday, for Sunday Connections at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, we have Mark Spirit Whisperer joining. So I'm looking forward to that. I've never worked with Mark before, so that will be lovely. All right. All right, we're getting somewhere. Bear with me, friends. Bear with me. Sure, hon, no problem. I can do that for you, Kiba. Whoa, did you guys see that? Darn it. That flew. Flew, I tell you. Okay. Linda, this is what I've got for you, love. All right. The first card that you have up is the Justice card. This is about fairness. It's about truth. It's about seeking the truth, right? The law, karma. Think of the scales being in balance. You've got the Two of Earth, which is the Two of Pentacles. Again, balance, prioritization, and playfulness. So you got 2 major arcana out of 3 cards, which is great. You've got the Hermit card. This is about self-discovery. Again, we continue to take that sort of overlying energy here of the getting quiet and that moment where we just allow ourselves to just think and recharge, right? That sort of mental clarity moment. So that's what this is all about. This is about introspection, mentorship. So maybe you're going to reach out to a support person. Maybe you're taking a therapy class, maybe a best friend, something like that. Maybe it's here within the community. We got the 9 of Earth on the bottom of the deck. This is lovely. 9 of Pentacles. Look at that gorgeous rainbow up at the top. See it here? Right here. Lovely card. This is about contentment. Your independence, because you've worked very hard to build your life and you are sitting there sort of enjoying your life and the fruits of all of your labors. That's what that card speaks to us about. So what we've got here is being careful not to tip your scale one way or the other, right? Balance, 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 and more balance. So work hard, play hard, rest hard, kind of is what I'm picking up. And in order for you to do that, you need to get quiet with yourself. You need to have a conversation with yourself and just remind yourself that that's what you need to do, right? Maybe it's a mechanism of releasing for you, but that's what I'm getting. So, and here's what I'm getting at. The first card I've got is Volcano, which is volatility. Now, I don't know if a situation has occurred that has made you feel like you are bubbling up or bubbling over. I don't necessarily see you as an angry person, like at all. But I feel like what you might be doing is pushing down how you feel about a particular situation. You know, like if someone said something to you and you wanted to respond, but you told yourself, no, I'm not going to rise to their level. Or maybe it's like a past pain or a past hurt, something like that. I feel like you might be pushing it down. And so that's telling me that you have things that you need to bring to the surface, which is why you need this balance and why you need to do this introspection, this self-discovery, right? Hopefully that makes sense. Release other people's emotions. Ask yourself, is this emotion mine? Exhale uncomfortable feelings that are not yours so they don't linger in your body. Inhale light and space. So I guess what that means is, are you the kind of person that wants to be available for everyone and everyone seems to dump on you? But when you need to release, there's no one around? That's how I'm reading that card. So taking on other people's energy where you feel depleted, and then there's no one to pick you up. So be careful of that. Remember that it's okay for safe boundaries. Remember it's okay to say no. Remember that it's, no is a complete sentence, right? Give someone 10 minutes of their time or your time. That's fine. Nothing wrong with that because you're protecting yourself, your energy. If that is what's happening. I've got traveling lightly. simplify your life. So whatever is going on with that, it seems a little bit messy for you. So put some safe boundaries up and protect yourself so that you can move forward in a positive manner. Well, I can't make this stuff up, folks. This is chakra balance, and it's balance. So you got the Justice card, which is balance. You've got the Two of Pentacles, which is balance. And now we've got this, which is balance. Embrace the balance between earth and spirit. Clear quartz, rose quartz, and hematite. So go outside, literally, and put your hand on the bark of a tree. Right? That's how you get grounded. Grab a stone from the garden. Put your feet in the earth. Put your hands in the earth. Plant yourself a little herb garden in the kitchen if you can't get outside. You're not a hot mess, my friend. You are a loving, wonderful human being that is experiencing life like the rest of us. Not to diminish your situation, but you are not a hot mess. You're not a hot mess. Because if you're a hot mess, then we're all a hot mess because we're all here. So you're not a hot mess. We love you. All right. We have Jay up next. And I thank everybody for hanging out. Oh, you're very welcome, Vivian. Loving your hematite. Excellent, Linda. I got some hematite. When my husband came home after his dad passed, he was feeling some sort of way, and I gave him a hematite. All right, what does Jay need to know? And then we'll do you, Kiba. Don't worry, I haven't forgotten about you. Right, Kristen? Oh, friends, that was funny. All right. So the first card we've got out for you, Jay, is the Page of Air, or the Page of Swords. It's about being truthful, about being analytical, being very strategic in what you do. You've got the Ace of Water next, which is, about your emotions, your relationships, your intuitions. Tapping into that place. We've got the Ace of Air there. Inspiration, communication, possibly having to make some adjustments in terms of that. The Ace of Air is really about sort of being a truth seeker. And so sometimes you may say something that someone doesn't want to hear, even though it is the truth. So maybe just be careful in the way that you communicate that. We've got the Knight of Water on the bottom of the deck. Knight of Water is about love, coming from that place of love. It's about being a little naive in the area of love. And when I say that, what I mean is that you can, you wear your heart on your sleeve. You can get hurt easily. So be careful to not allow yourself to, have some boundaries set up. All right, Kristen, thank you so much for being here. Appreciate it. Continued good wishes for your mom. I can show you what a piece of hematite looks like in 1 sec, Jansfree. Let me just finish off Herc's reading here. Whoa. Okay, so the first card that I got out for you from the Oracle cards, I've got Elephant, which is grounding, right? Ground your energies and emotions deep into the earth. 2 cards fell out here for the Sacred Forest Oracle. Bear Spirit, which is healing, right? Again, being out in nature, right? Maybe even sitting there with Ricky and doing that very, methodical petting of a pet. It is actually very therapeutic. the sensation, the tactile sort of motion of it will help you to do this. It will help bring focus, and it will also help to clear your mind. It's very grounding. You've got the Wizard of the Woods, which is focus. So focus, allow yourself to work on healing all the time, right? Ground yourself. Continue to work on safe boundaries. We have throat chakra, which is lapis lazuli. Sorry, sometimes the really dark cards are hard to read what the crystal is. This is expression. Express your true self because the world needs you. How awesome is that? The world needs you. And so that is why I was going to say, and now it feels like I made it up, but I was going to say doing this, having a channel, being a channel creator, I would love to say, and I don't want to sound negative, I would love to say that it is all love and light, but some people, would make it so that it's not necessarily always that way when people have opinions and thoughts and want to share them with you. And we can get our feelings hurt very easily because it's not easy sitting on this side of the camera. And the reason why I say that is in terms of the cards that I got about wearing your heart on your sleeve. So maintain those boundaries, and try not to get your feelings hurt. If someone doesn't communicate to you or you don't communicate to them in the way that it was intended, is the best way that I know how to say that. Here's a piece of hematite. And Kiba, one sec, love. We are getting there. So this is a piece of hematite. Hopefully you can see this okay. It's metallic-y. It's like silver looking, almost like a glass, or not a glass, like a piece of metal. It actually feels quite heavy, like in its weight. Sure, I can do that for you, love. All right, so Kiba is up next. And Kathleen will be my last one. All right, Kiba, here we go. All right. Oh, did it, Tammy? Yikes. All right. Kiba. What does Kiba need to know? Oh, is there Linda? I didn't know about the magnetic hematite. Doesn't surprise me, though. It does feel like quite a powerful stone. I wouldn't hold on to it for too long. Like my amethyst, I could hold on to my amethyst all night long. I feel like I could. I'm not saying I do, but I feel like I could, but I don't know that I would do that with the hematite. It just feels like a powerful kind of stone. Oh, I like this for you, Kiba. I like these cards for you, love. Beautiful. All right. One more. I'm telling you, this is the craziest thing. We keep getting like the same cards over and over again. I love it. All right, so it's possible, Tammy. It's possible. That's cool, Linda. All right, keep it. This is what I've got for you, love. We start out with the moon card. So intuition, illusion, and revelation. Okay. And then we move to the 4 of air, which is meditation, recuperation, and contemplation. So then we move to the 10 of fire, or the 10 of wands, being overworked, feeling imbalanced, and being a little bit stressed. I feel like something has occurred or you have been made aware of a situation that has caused you, obviously, some stress. And what it's asking you to do is take a moment, like every reading that we've got, take a moment, lie back, and think about whatever it is, what it's doing to you, how you feel about it, all those things, the contemplation, right? You're allowing yourself to recuperate when you take that quiet moment, that moment that we were talking about, that we've talked about all night, that moment where you just get real quiet and get real still and just allow yourself just to be. We've got the page of air on the bottom of the deck. This is about speaking your truth, being analytical. So you might be the kind of person that writes a lot of lists. You might be the kind of person that is very organized, dots your I's, crosses your T's, that kind of a person. I feel like sometimes you may speak the truth and other people view it as you are being outspoken or speaking out of turn. And that may have caused you, that may cause some of your stress. So here we go. That's what we got in the tarot cards. So I've got focus on gratitude. Don't don't wait for a crisis to happen to be grateful for your life. Today, focus on what you have to be thankful for. We've got the horse, which is free spirit. Give yourself the space and freedom to express your creativity. So I don't know if you are a creative person or not, or if that's something that you have thought of doing before. But for me personally, me saying like, I need to release these emotions, I need to work on myself, was like speaking a foreign language. I didn't understand what I needed to do to be able to have that actually happen. And once I started to work on expressing myself creatively, so I crochet, for example, and I started crocheting, I found that it relaxed me. And once I made the connection in my brain, oh, this is relaxing, I'll do this, I started crocheting. The more I crocheted, the more relaxed I felt. And then I was able to think clearer. If you know what I mean. So if you're not a creative person, maybe try to, just write, start a journal. That's creative endeavor. And if you are creative, then maybe you need to pick up the project that you were once working on, and get back into it. It's a great way to sort of like recharge your battery, right? Then we've got the healing heart, which is love, acceptance, and romance. Now, I don't know whether you're looking for a new romance or not, but when I get this card, I often think of this is love for you. This is falling in love with yourself all over again, right? So you focus on gratitude, allow yourself to like play a little bit, creativity, right? It's going to allow your heart to feel more love, right? And lastly, we've got the chakra balance card again, which is about unity. The only illusion is separation. So blue lace, agate, amethyst, and new jade. And I think that what this is talking about for you is the unity between you being appreciated for what you do and how it's received by other people. That's kind of what I'm vibing from this, right? Hope that helps, my friend. Well, I appreciate your rate back, Kiba. I'm glad that makes sense to you and it resonates. Kiba, you've been with me a long time, so I appreciate you, my friend. Yes, and you did. You got that. Hi, Beverly Thompson. Yep, theme of the night, self-love. Take time for you and always be grateful. You're always on the right path. If something feels off, you may just be on a lesson detour. Excellent way to put it, Tammy. I love that. Love it. All right, my friend Kathleen J. Lightworker in the house. Last reading for the night. And yes, that was really well said, Tammy. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. All right, Kathleen J. Lightworker. What does she need to know? What does Kathleen need to know? Kathleen and I had a great show last night. I was on Kathleen's channel. We did some mediumship and some cards. It's great fun. Oh, you guys, it's finally cooling off here. So it's supposed to be like no humidity tomorrow. I don't understand weather at all. So last 2 days literally felt like a wet noodle. Now today or tomorrow is supposed to be like just the regular temperature without the extra 10 degrees of humidity being felt, which is lovely. And then for the next 3 days, it's like humid city. Honestly. Sure, Sharon, not a problem, love. All right, Kathleen, I got the first part out. So the first part I got for you, Kathleen, I've got the Wheel of Fortune, your luck, progress, cycles, change. I'm explaining it to you like you don't know what I'm talking about. All right, you just literally had 3 cards fall out. Wonderful cards. So you've got the Wheel of Fortune, like I said, right? Change, luck, progress, that karmic cycle moving in motion as it does. You've got the King of Earth, which is prosperous, generous, successful. The person who is that warm leader, which is, who I happen to think that you are. You've got the Page of Fire, being creative, being enthusiastic, being motivated. You've got the 9 of Earth, which is contentment, independence. And then I pulled 3 more cards, plus the little mini chakra love deck here, as I've been doing for everybody. And when I show you the card that I just pulled, you're probably not going to believe it. And so far, this looks really, really great. I mean, the whole message is wonderful. But this is what I've got. I've got enlightenment. I've got transformation. I've got purification. So if you allow yourself to continue to work on this new connection that you are experiencing, and when I say new, I mean letting others know what, that you have this ability. If you continue to work on it and allow it to, show itself, that is a transformation. And it's somehow purifying to you. I think it's like it's making you complete, if that makes sense. And then I literally got this card, which is connection. This is the heart chakra. Green ocean jasper is the crystal that they mention. It says connection. Father Divine and Mother Earth make love in your heart. Continue to work on your connection to Spirit, because Spirit is coming through you and you need to believe in it in terms of you being able to deliver the messages. That was awesome. Outstanding messages. All right. Sharon Sipe, my friend, would like a card. What can we give Sharon Sipe? Okay, let's pull her a mini chakra love card. No thanks necessary, my friend, but I appreciate it all the same. All right, and I'm going to pull. Hi, Austin. You want to say hi to everybody? Or were you coming to tell on someone? Did Quincy or Charlotte do something to upset you? Or do you want Mommy to get off? You want Mommy to get done? Hey? You want to say hi to the peoples? All right. One more card for Sharon Sipe. All right. Say hi to the peoples. Show them your beautiful face. Look over here. Look. They can't see you. No, they can't see you. How about a kiss? Want to give me a kiss? It's because the fan is on and he doesn't want it on. He doesn't like it. There he is. Can I have a kiss? I love you. Can I have a kiss? Where's my kisses? Show the people how you can kiss. I love you too, buddy. So cute. All right, Sharon Sipe. This is what I got for you. I got more than one card, but that's how I roll. So the first card that I've got for you is Crane Surrender. Sorry, let me remove the comment here. This is for Sharon Sipe. Crane Surrender. Let go of limiting beliefs. Be as expansive in your thoughts as your soul is. In other words, see yourself the way that we all see you. A phenomenal, loving, warm, compassionate, supportive rock star of a human being. We've got Eagle, ancestral healing. Your ancestors are holding space for you to heal your past. Again, speaking to believing in yourself and believing in what you do and that what you do matters. Uncovering treasure. Beneath the surface lies great bounty. If you get past whatever the past is that's in the way or potentially is in the way, you are going to see the person that we see, which is the phenomenal, amazing, supportive, loving, compassionate rock star that you are. You've got confidence from the solar plexus chakra. Rutilated quartz is the message that we have here. Confidence. No one will believe in you if you don't believe in yourself. Be your own cheerleader. So in other words, you need to believe in yourself as much as we all believe in you. That's what I got for you. Hope that helps. How much do I pay for my cigarettes? I couldn't even tell you, Sharon, because I haven't bought cigarettes in probably like 6 years. My husband buys them. I have no idea. I couldn't tell you. Y'all, remember, I don't leave the house, folks. I don't know. I haven't been in a store in years. Friends, that concludes Achieving Wellness. I thank you for sticking with me and for hanging out. It was a lovely chat. It was excellent readings that we got. I hope that it helped. I hope that they resonated and you know, you're leaving here feeling more positive, a little lighter, and feeling loved and supported. So I thank you for being with me. I thank you for hanging out. Please don't forget to give it a thumbs up on the way out. And I hope to see you either on Thursday when I'm here at 3 p.m. Eastern with Deanna Shieldmaiden, or Deanne Shieldmaiden and Adam Stargazing, astrology, or when I'm back on Sunday with Mark Spirit Whisperer. I love you guys. Right back. Mom was told, yeah. I'm not surprised. All right. Love and blessings to everybody. Everyone have a good night. Thank you for being here. Thank you for what you do. Thank you for participating. Thank you for loving each other, supporting each other, and sharing. I couldn't do this without you. So thank you again, everybody. Have a great night and many blessings till we see each other again. Mwah! Bye, everybody.